What up? What up? What up? It's your boy Luisifer. Some of you may know me because of my illustration dark side under the name Luisifer. Some of you may know me because of my band Teething, but most of you know me because of my beautiful and very funny doggo entitled Bingo. Today is a very special episode. A very, 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 very special episode because we talked to my friend John Cooke, who plays in bands like Napalm Death, Venomous Concept, Corrupt Moral Alter, and he's contributed a lot of stuff to many bands like Blood from the Soul. He's managed so many bands, tour managed so many bands. He's done merch for so many bands like Napalm, In Flames, Suffocation, Macabre, Immolation, Warbringer, Carcass. He's played in Anno Nakrath. He's played in Malevolent Creation at some point. This guy is all over the map. We also talk about his new solo project entitled At Lair of the White Worm, inspired by Bram Stoker's novel. We talk about so many cool things. We talk about all of these new plans that Venomous Concept has in the works, such as a space rock album. We talk about Napalm Death touring with Slayer. We talk about touring with the Melvins. And we talk about how scary the Hellraiser movies are. So without further ado, please enjoy my conversation with Mr. John Cooke.
There we go.
How's it
What's
going,
up, fool?
bro? It's been a couple of years.
It has indeed. How are you?
I'm great. Actually, I've had a really stupid weekend because on Saturday morning I woke up, my girlfriend, my dog, and I were gonna go hiking.
Yeah.
And I had this I sneezed, like a very violent sneeze, and I fucked up my back. So I've been in bed for like 3 days. It's ridiculous.
That fucking sucks, man.
I know, dude. But all good.
Shit, so your back's all fucked up then.
My back's fucked up, but it's all good because we ordered pizza, we watch horror movies, we got
excellent.
So
That's good.
All good, dude. So are you all set? You feeling comfy?
1 sec, I'll grab a beer. I'll see them take on this joint.
Yeah, go for it. I'm gonna accompany you. I have a spliff downstairs. I think it's already rolled. So
Excellent. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Brewdog Punk IPA. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, they're not bad, man.
Right. Is this part of the? Because exactly a week ago, you ordered a bunch of groceries. Was that part of the order?
Yeah, it was.
Did you figure that out? What happened?
It turned up eventually. I live in a kind of village. Well, you've been there. You've been to Southport, haven't you?
Yeah, with you guys.
Yeah, I live in a village outside that seaside town, and no one can find where I live because it's like a new road or something. So,
but you've been living here for a while, right?
I don't know. If I was back living in Birmingham, with I moved back in with Danny from Napalm for like a good couple of years, but then the house got flooded.
The house got flooded. That's the house where we stayed out, right?
Yeah. You know that the basement, the kitchen.
Yeah, that's where we slept. Yeah, with the TV, the kitchen, where we had that awesome.
Yeah, that was my bedroom for a couple of years.
Okay,
but that room got flooded. It was crazy, man.
Holy shit! What happened? Just because it was an older house?
Well, we had about 2 months worth of rain in 3 hours.
Oh shit!
And I didn't even know there was a river at the bottom of at the back of the house, and this river came up and it destroyed the whole bottom of the house. The water was like, sorry, turn it off. The water was like 3 or 4 feet high.
Oh shit, man. That's unfortunate. Did you lose a lot of like personal stuff?
Yeah, quite a bit of stuff, but I managed to save my Super Nintendo and my comic books at least.
Yeah, dude. What about, did you lose some records?
No, luckily they were upstairs.
Oh, okay. And you were saying, is everything okay with your parents?
Yeah, man. Yeah, they're not too bad. It's
Okay.
just you know, they're getting older and stuff, so
Okay. Okay.
helping them
Um.
out.
Okay, John. So let's do this. Let's
Yeah,
rock, man. I'm happy we finally made this happen. I know you're busy. I'm busy too. But the important thing is we're here, dude.
yeah. It's good to see you,
Um.
man. It's been a while.
It's been a while. I think the last time I saw you actually was in
That-
Madrid. We played
yeah,
that one show with you guys.
yeah, man. It was that in like December. It was in
That
December,
was
wasn't it?
that was in December. That was in December. And I also recall seeing you at I think it was a year before at Resurrection Fest in the north of Spain. You guys did a fly-in day.
Yeah, yeah. I think we've. Oh God, yeah, that was a mental day. Yeah, I remember we
Insane.
flew in.
Yeah.
They lost my guitar, and I had to borrow a Les Paul from someone. I can't remember who,
Oh shit.
but yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
and
weird day.
and you guys played really late and then I didn't get a chance to say hi to you guys, but I heard from afar, Luis, and it was you.
Oh yeah,
So it
oh,
was
yeah.
just for like a quick hug and like, what's up, dude? And you had to run. You got to get back in the van because they're putting you on a flight.
Yeah, we got a flight stupid early or something. Played somewhere. I can't even remember where. We went somewhere.
Dude, so look, I start off all of my chats with what I believe is one of the coolest questions in the world, which is, do you prefer sweet or salty food?
Oh man, chocolate, sweet.
Chocolate for sure, chocolate. And what's your like go-to chocolate bar? Say today's your last night on earth. What's that chocolate or cake or candy bar, or maybe your grandma used to make awesome chocolate cake or something?
It's the Cadbury's Dairy Milk bars that you get in England.
Fuck
They're
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
good.
You could get those here, but I don't know if they're as good. I'm guessing they are.
I think they're a bit different. No, but they actually make that in Birmingham,
Oh,
not far from
nice.
where. Uh,
Okay, so does that like hit does that have like a nostalgia factor? Did you like always eat that as a kid or something?
yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Okay. So that's your go-to thing when you're like at a gas station.
yeah.
I always have like super fond memories of hitting up Witherspoons with you guys.
Oh yeah,
Dude, and like every time I meet someone from England, I'm like, yo, Witherspoons, what's up? And they're like, dude, that place sucks. I'm like, what are you talking about, man? I'm like, that's because you haven't been on tour eating that every morning. That was like heaven, dude. Because it was like
yeah.
a breakfast lunch thing. And it was the perfect combination of both breakfast and lunch food. And there was like a lot of options for everyone, whether you were vegan or not, it was great. And
Plus, you can get a beer as well.
exactly, yeah. And Reese taught me the art of cider on that trip. So fuck yeah, man.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay, so we're
drink as much as humanly possible.
yeah. I think you guys are good at that. You guys are good at that. So we're gonna go with sweet. Okay, so
Yeah.
sweet, excellent. So I'm gonna give a quick introduction of you because you dabble in everything. So I'm sure I'm gonna be missing something. I believe your roots are like you used to manage like a lot of bands, right?
I used to be a tour manager and merch guy,
Uh-huh.
and sometimes tech for like, well, Napalm, In Flames, Carcass, Suffocation. Who else I work with?
There was another band that started with M, if I believe. Was it Macabre?
Yeah, yeah, I did
Yeah.
merch for my car.
Okay.
Immolation, did merch for them. Warbringer from
Okay.
LA.
Okay. And was this anything else worth mentioning?
Who else did I work with? I worked with In Flames for quite some time. And yeah,
Was this
Hammerfall. I think I did a Hammerfall tour as
okay?
well.
And was this like mostly Europe or worldwide?
Mostly Europe, but I did America with Suffocation a couple of times.
Nice. What's this, like in the mid 2000s or something like that?
I started about 2007.
Okay. Okay. Spot on. All right.
2007 I started doing merch for Napalm because I met them through the recording studio I worked at. And from there, I met other people and went out with other bands and stuff. So,
Okay, and before this, rewinding a bit, what are your like any initial bands worth mentioning that you were in?
I used to play guitar in the Atrocity exhibit.
Oh, there
I've
you go.
played bass for Anil Nafrak. I played bass and guitar at one point for Malevolent Creation. Um, I played Venomous Concept, Napalm.
Okay.
I play New Blood for the Soul. I do noise on that.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was asking you more of like the earlier bands, but yeah, for sure. I
Yeah,
was of course going to mention that you're playing with Napalm Death, with Venomous Concept, and
yeah,
of course, which I think is your baby, Corrupt Moral Altar. One
yeah.
of your big
I've
babies.
also got a kind of weird industrial band that I'm putting. Did I send you a song?
You
I'm not sure
sent
if
me
I sent.
like 4 tracks, and I didn't know if we
Yeah,
could talk about it because I'm excited
yeah,
about it. It sounds fucking sick, dude.
yeah. I've just got a deal with it. It's coming out on APF Records, and
Ooh,
so APF Records in
AP.
conjunction with Tenor, fuck, what they're called. Sorry, man, I have to check.
No, no problem. APF. That's good. You already got a deal out of it, man.
Yeah, mate, it was. I searched for a deal for 2 days.
Fuck yeah. So you
I
just sent
wasn't
a
even
bunch
really.
of emails and it
I
worked
just
out.
said, yeah, it was pretty easy.
And we have to talk because you hit me up, and I don't know if you want to edit this out, but you hit me up about possibly doing some artwork. I have some ideas after listening to it. Like
Oh, that killer,
very
dude. Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah,
very
definitely.
dark stuff, man. Is this while you look for the name of the other record label, is this 100% you, or is there anyone else involved?
It's pretty much just me, but I've got Reese singing on one track and I sing on all the others. And Tom Dring is kind of helping me with the production.
Okay. Trepidation, you said, right? Trepidation Records.
Trepanation.
Trepanation. Are the,
Yeah.
are these European labels?
Yeah, it's ran by Dan from Mastiff, who I
Okay.
think you might have heard them. So
Yeah, man. And as always, there's always a bit of Reese involved and a bit of Tom involved because you keep it in the
yeah,
family. So for those who
yeah,
don't know, Reese and Tom, Reese sings in Corrupt
Corrupt
Moral
Roll,
Laughter
and
and
Horse Bastard, and
a bunch
who
of other
knows what.
stuff. And Tom as well is in Corrupt Moral Altar, but he runs is it Vagrant Recordings, his studio?
Yeah, he's building his new studio at the moment, actually.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's been
I'm
building.
also drum. Tom has drummed in Venomous Concept live, and
Okay.
he's also drummed. Tom did some noise and shit on the new Blood from the Soul record as well.
Excellent, dude. That's
Very
super
good.
exciting.
I can't keep up with it, to be honest. It's quite.
Well, man, you're one of the smarter people in 2020. You've kept super busy, as I can see. You know.
Yeah, stupid.
Let's we're gonna go in order, okay? I know we've been mentioning a lot of bands, but I have a list of stuff here, and
Okay.
let's start off. Well, since we've been talking about this industrial project, let's talk about this because you sent me like 4 tracks. It sounds
Yeah.
super exciting. Like I thought it's an easy. A lot of time when people send me their like industrial projects, it's like a hard listen, but this is like an easy listen. You know, like it flows really well and
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to create like almost traditionally structured songs, but not using riffs, using like sounds, just noise to structure it. It's quite strange. I've been working out on and off for a couple of years,
and
but
what's the
I'm finished.
what's the process been like? Has it been all at home, or has it been at like Tom's studio? What's it been like?
It was nearly all recorded on my laptop, and that was recorded at where I live now. It was recorded on tour. Bits were recorded at the Napalm Band House. It was kind of recorded everywhere.
Okay.
Because it's got some weird like noises and shit. I just recorded like machinery and all sorts of stupid shit.
It's fucking cool, dude. And does this project have a name already?
Yes. Lair of the White Worm.
Lair of the White Worm.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. What's the inspiration behind this? First thing that comes to mind is like Dune or something like that.
Yeah, it's a name of a Bram Stoker novel.
Ooh, nice, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing when I know you've been involved in so many projects, but when this seems like your baby, it's like comes from a blank piece of paper and you put everything on that white piece of paper. So I'm guessing like you're a bit like extra proud of this project.
Yeah, I've worked really hard on it. The songs have changed a lot over the time, and yeah, I just went in and did the vocals with Tom. The vocals that Reese did were actually recorded in my old bedroom in the Napalm house in Birmingham about 3 years ago, maybe longer.
Okay, so excited. So what? This will be coming out maybe like at the end of the year.
No, maybe before summer.
Okay,
hopefully.
Awesome, dude. So looking forward. Yeah, and let's definitely talk a bit about artwork later on. Like once we're not. Oh yeah. So So John, I want to ask you, how did you discover punk and hardcore? Do you remember?
Yeah, I always liked music when I was a kid, but I liked faster stuff. And like one of the first punk bands I got into was actually The Exploited.
Makes sense.
And that was for my friend from school called Dave Flower, who I played in some punk bands with, and he got me into The Exploited, and he just changed everything. I just became obsessed with just finding faster and faster things, and then like slower and slower stuff. You know, so from there, death metal, and you know, it's all kind of links in.
Okay, so the leap was like, so first off, shout out to Dave. I like when people mention first and last names. I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So shout out to Dave for The Exploited. And then, so was it all of a sudden death metal? Like, was there like, or what, did you like dabble with thrash and hardcore or grindcore, or was it like a direct jump?
Well, I had an uncle who gave me a load of old records, and there was first two Exodus records, Testament, first three Anthrax records, like weird bands like E-Trap and Agnostic Front, and like I just became obsessed. At the time, it was like new metal was out, but I wasn't interested in that. I was just listening to these old records that my uncle gave me.
Oh yeah! So what was this, like late 90s, early 2000s, something like that?
Mid to late 90s.
Okay. So that's cool, man. So like your uncle was kind of like an older brother in a way. He had that role.
I passed down these records, and I just became obsessed with them, especially Slayer. So he gave me Rain in Blood and Save for Heaven, and that just like changed everything.
Was that what made you want to become a guitar player, like the riffs in Slayer and Exodus and stuff like that?
Yeah, I'd like when I first picked up guitar, I just like obsessively like tried to learn Black Sabbath songs and songs from Death Symbolic. Wow. And like Exploited and Exodus and Slayer. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. That makes total sense. That makes so.
I'm Metallica actually as well. Like Ride the Lightning, one of my favorite records.
Is that your? I was about to ask you. Is that your favorite Metallica record, Ride the Lightning?
Yeah, pretty much. Between that and Injustice for All, because Injustice for All, it sounds horrible, but it's just crazy. Just all the riffs on there.
Yeah, that and Justice for All is my favorite, just because that's the one I discovered them on. So I have a sweet spot for them on
Yeah.
that album. So for sure, dude. And okay, so that's cool. You discovered punk and hardcore thanks to Dave and your uncle. All right, man.
Yeah.
And okay, so let's talk about I want to talk about I met you through Corrupt Moral Altar, which is as I said before, I think that's your baby, right?
Yeah, man. I started Corrupt Moral Altar with Tom in 2012. Yeah, it was 2012 because I just moved up to Southport then.
And what's interesting about Corrupt Moral Altar is Tom at the time wasn't a drummer, right? He just began drumming.
Yeah, I was kind of drilling him
Okay.
on the D beat, and you know.
And how does your relationship with Tom? Where does that come from?
I met Tom in Leeds in 2010. I think when I was playing guitar for the Atrocity exhibit, this kind of grind band from Northampton,
Mm-hmm.
and I met Tom that night because his band Magpies were playing, who he still plays in now off and on. But yeah, I got pretty drunk with Tom that night, and yeah, Atrocity exhibit recorded a demo with him the next day in his basement, I think. Yeah,
I think that it just always seems convenient, right? Like having a band member that like is so hands-on with like engineering or has like a van. Like it's like one of those things. You want one of those members in your band. So that makes sense. So how did Reese come upon the mix in Corrupt?
I met Reese that same night in Leeds in 2010 because his old band, Reth, headlined the show. Reth were like this crazy, super fast grindcore. And I met Reese because he was hammered. And when we went to leave the house, he was passed out on the floor with the door wide open. He'd slept on the floor with the door open all night.
Classic Reese.
Yeah, pretty much.
So that was the picture image. You're like when you saw him on the floor, you're like, yeah, I need this guy to sing in my band.
No, it was like, who is this fucking idiot?
Fuck yeah. So
yeah.
And ever since, it's like you guys have been doing all. I know you've all been busy with all of your other projects, but it seems like you always keep coming back to Corrupt. And,
yeah, I'm like write a lot, and we've got Ollie, our bass player now, because Adam's moved on to guitar. And Ollie used to be in Narcosis.
Nice. Okay.
Who were insane. They were such an amazing band. But yeah, I mean, me and Tom, we just meet up as often as we can, and we're always writing songs. I write riffs and send them to him, and then we go jam them, because it's nice playing with Tom because he comes up with a drum beat that I wouldn't have thought of.
Right. Excellent. Yeah. So it's it definitely you can tell through all of the recordings and everything. Like you guys have a dynamic that definitely works, and you guys have put out 2 full lengths, a split, and most recently an EP on a 12-inch.
Yes.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Can you tell me about this latest release?
It kind of came together. We've been writing songs here and there, but the bulk of this was written in 2019. But then when the pandemic happened, I was stuck at home, and we managed to finish everything off, all the vocals and everything. But we've actually recorded the next release, which is a 17-minute industrial track.
Nice.
It's a load of songs put together, and it kind of moves. But we're waiting for Reese to do the vocals on that, which he should do soon, hopefully.
Dude, that's sick. For some reason, I heard about this. I think I was listening to another podcast you were on, and I thought that was Venomous Concept. I didn't know it was Corrupt.
Venomous Concept have done that as well. We did a 27-minute track, but that one's pure noise. But the industrial track at CMA is doing it's more riff based, but it's introduced like some sampling and mechanical drum beats and shit like that.
Hell yeah, man, that's fucking cool. So are there any like actual drums, or are you guys keeping it super industrial in this recording?
No, Tom does play the drums on it, but we mix it in with some crazy sounding kick drums and snares and just random like machinery noises.
That's so cool, dude. I'm really picky with my like drum machines. Like if you're gonna do it right. And from what like the stuff you sent me of Lair of the White Worm, like it definitely like it's spot on, like the drum machine sounds.
It is, man.
Yeah, man. So hell yeah, dude. And something I wanted to talk about CMA, which is I feel like you guys always have like super cool artwork. Who's seeking out like the artist for this? Is it?
It's actually usually Reese.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we're getting some artwork done for the next release at the moment, and Reese is pretty good at just finding these random artists on. I think he finds them through Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. I got the feeling because many years ago he hit me up. He's like, Luis, like I want you to like come up with a new logo for CMA. So I'm like, but he's like, but go do something like really crazy. So I'm like, okay, I drew up a draft, and he's like, no, crazier. I drew up another draft. He's like, no, crazier. Like, I drew another one.
I didn't know he even got that done.
Yeah. So he's like, no, go crazier. And somehow, I don't know what happened. I don't know why we just it went on hold. But like, I gave him a draft which you couldn't even like read it. He was like, no, go crazy. So that's cool. Like, I think
yeah.
he has it makes sense with the music and the artwork and with Reese's mind. That makes perfect sense. I really like all of the, like especially the latest artwork is really cool. I feel like it's like an actual oil painting or something like that.
Yeah, it is. It's we licensed it from the artist. It's killer. That fits perfect.
Yeah, man.
And Larissa from Venom Prison, she added the logo and moved it about.
That's cool. I didn't know that. That's cool. Some little trivia. So that's cool about this. So all you have to do with this industrial track, you're just waiting for Reese's vocals, and then maybe you'll put it out later this year or next year.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be out this year for sure.
Okay.
In some form.
Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, go ahead.
We just got to get Reese back in the studio.
Okay. That's cool because you guys. It seems like you guys do whatever the fuck you want. You're not. You can tell through the music. You're not.
Yeah, there's a plan. We just see what happens. It sounds cool.
There's no plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Anything else you wanna talk about CMA?
We've actually, after the industrial track, I think I've got another 14 tracks already written that me and Tom we're going to start doing drums for, hopefully soon.
So is that going to be a full length?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Hopefully it should be.
So super busy. All right. And also it makes sense, like I know touring wise it's cool because like the CMA ball always keeps rolling even if a member isn't able to make it. I know.
Yeah, that's why we got another bass player in. So
okay. So the new guy, yeah, he handles just bass guitar. I know, for example, on that Magruder Grind tour, you weren't able to join, right?
Yeah, I think I was on tour with Napalm because Napalm's usually always on tour.
Exactly.
But I do the CMA shows when I can.
Okay. So how about we talk about Venomous Concept now? Yeah?
Yeah, man.
Okay, so latest release was Politics versus the Erection.
Yeah.
I thought the artwork was genius just because I love Mad Magazine so much.
Yeah, that was Kevin. He just sent it over one night. We're like, that's it. That's the album cover.
Okay. And okay, so tell me, what's the lineup now? Because I get my lineups mixed up with Venomous Concept.
The lineup with Venomous right now is me, Kevin, Shane, and Danny Herrera. But live, Tom Dring from CMA played on the last tour.
Awesome. And because you've been in Venomous for quite some time, longer than you've been in Napalm, actually. When was
Yeah, I've been in Venomous 11 years this year.
Okay. Fuck yeah, dude.
I first, after they released Poisoned Apple,
Mhm.
I played on the US tour. We did with Nails and who else? There's quite a few different ones.
Okay. And I know you met the whole like Napalm Venomous crew through driving them at to and from the studio, right?
Yeah, I drove Danny and Shane when they were recording Poisoned Apple.
Okay.
I drove them down from Birmingham to Kettering where they recorded with Russ Russell. That was when I first met them, and we just got on. Just kept in touch. I went out and sold some T-shirts for Napalm when they did this crazy. They call it the Back to Basics tour in the UK. They did 28 shows in England.
Wow.
Mental.
Wow.
Really.
I didn't realize you could do 28 shows in England. That's
yeah.
Wow, dude.
They managed it somehow.
Oh yeah. And what else? Is there anything else in, like, I know COVID's been kicking our asses, but is there what else is in the works, like touring or recording wise with Venomous?
With Venomous Concept, excuse me, we've just nearly finished recording the follow-up album. Me and Shane are going into the studio in Cambridge in about a week. And we're doing the final mix, and we've got to add some vocals to a couple of songs. But we've also started to record the album after that. All the songs are written. We've done guitars and the drum. We programmed drums to start with, and Kevin's just started writing lyrics for that. But the record that's coming out next, I'm so confused myself. The record that's coming out next, that's our rock and roll album. It's
nice.
Got a lot more like Husker Du and AC/DC vibe, but with a punk rock.
Wow, that's fucking sick.
The Venomous punk rock thing to it.
Cool. Is Kevin gonna be singing in a different way on this record?
Yeah, he's
nice.
It's quite different. That's the only way to put it.
Because I could see him pulling that off. Definitely, that like makes sense.
He can. When we did a David Bowie cover.
Okay.
Suffragette City, when we recorded Venomous VC3, which was released, and Kevin sang properly with his kind of guttural thing still. It sounded so cool, so we decided to just do a rock and roll record.
Nice. And so is this like a full-on album, or is it like an EP?
Yeah, it's a full album. It's been produced by Simon Efferman, who's done like Paradise Lost, Crowbar.
Oh, nice.
Stuff, lots of different Wild Hearts.
Nice.
So we spent a lot of time on it. It sounds amazing, actually.
Oh yeah, and does this record have a name?
I don't think I'm allowed to say yet.
Okay. And do we know when it's going to be released?
Not sure yet. We're finishing the mixes, and then we're gonna see where it goes from there.
Awesome.
But the album after it is a space rock album. it's like, it's weird. That's the only way I can describe it. But
dude,
Venomous, we're also doing this VC Presents thing. We just put out a 27-minute noise track on Bandcamp, but under the name Visceral Collapse. But it's still Venomous Concept. It's just me, Kevin, and Shane.
Is that already out?
Yeah, that came out. We just put it up on Bandcamp.
Okay.
For like £1 or something.
Okay, so it's going to be a digital release. For now, there's not a physical.
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
We got to work out how to get 27 minutes on vinyl.
Dude, yeah, yeah, like a 17-inch record or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, and what's the influence behind the space rock? Because I hear space rock, I think like Rush and Journey. Is that what is that?
A little bit that mixed with Killing Joke.
Oh, okay,
It's got a lot of Killing Joke in there, and
okay,
like Grunt Truck and Tads and just all types of different. But it's just all mashed together. But I can't even explain it.
okay. So we have a space rock album, we have a Husker Du influence album, and an industrial record. And is there gonna be like a proper Venomous Concept, just like a punk rock grind album?
Maybe, yeah. I think
Okay,
we're working on.
okay.
We've also got. We go to like a industrial type EP or something. I've got set a track today that Shane's done. So
Nice. And
yeah,
who are the main songwriters behind Venomous? Is it you and Shane?
yeah, it's just me and Shane. We
Okay.
just bounce ideas off each other. Shane comes with that songs usually fully formed to a degree, and I bring riffs in, and Shane like sometimes we arrange it or we add riffs together. We just bounce ideas off each other a lot.
Okay. And it's usually like you guys are sending each other tracks. You don't like get
Yeah,
together. Okay.
when we can get together, we do. I mean, when we got together last time, we wrote most of that kind of space rock record in about 4 days. We wrote 13 songs,
Nice.
and the Politics versus the Erection album. We went into the studio for like 6 days, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't have songs like fully written, so we actually were writing the songs like the night before, and yeah,
Dude,
it's
and
very
how and do you how have do you have like a schedule, like since you're always like writing music, do you have like a schedule, like okay, I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna be like writing music from 10 to till lunchtime, or is it
not like some days I don't, well, since this pandemic, I've, some answering emails or playing video games, and I smoke a bit of weed, and I feel the urge, and I get the guitar out.
okay, so
Yeah,
that's usually it just happens organically, so like yeah,
yeah,
you're doing your thing, you're eating food, you're smoking weed, and then you get inspired
yeah,
and you pull the guitar out. Okay,
yeah.
nice. So you, you,
Yeah,
you,
it's
you
same with lyrics. I'm watching a film and something hits it off there, just start writing. Because I
okay.
always have a guitar and pen and paper near me when I'm at home. So
Yeah, it's same thing with me. Like, not a day goes by where like I'll be hanging out with my girlfriend. I'll be like, wait a minute. I have to take the booklet out and like write down an idea or something. And
yeah,
whether it's your
because
phone or
otherwise the idea's gone. My phone's full of like these crappily strummed ideas that I throw together.
and I'm sure you have these like hundreds of voice memos.
Oh
Like
yeah, I'm trying to go through them all.
yeah,
To I'm putting them into Pro Tools and trying to work out what I played, and then seeing if it's any good, and then re-recording it properly so it's a proper demo. But I've got like one project. I think I just called it Riff Diary. It's just like hundreds of riffs.
yeah,
And if I've got to get a song together for something, I just go through and listen. Oh, that'll work.
yeah. That I can relate, but more on a vocalist side. So it's just like
Yeah.
ideas or patterns or whatever. Yeah, man. So yeah, you've had a lot on your plate, and I didn't ask you. I forgot to ask you. How have you been handling like the whole pandemic? Like, how has it affected you?
Well, it's stuck at home. I
Mhm.
mean, it is strange because with Napalm we normally tour 10 months a year. So I've just been trying to turn negative into a positive by staying busy. I talk to Shane like every day, and now I talk to Danny Barn, and I'm always talking to Tom, and just trying to put projects together just
Okay.
to keep myself busy till we go back on tour again, which will hopefully be this year.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully. And what do you have if like the touring circuit goes back on track? What do you have lined up?
Well, we kind of have stuff lined up with Napalm, but also, you know, it's very
Right. Okay.
yeah. So basically, as soon as we can, Napalm will be playing everywhere, like Australia, America, Europe. If we can go there, we'll go there.
Okay.
Which
Yeah,
is
that
the Napalm way, really.
exactly. That's the Napalm way. Just fucking tour
If we
everywhere.
can get there, we'll play.
Exactly. So this is a perfect segue. Let's talk about Napalm Death. I know you've shared your story a lot of times of how you joined Napalm Death, but I'm gonna tell you
Yeah.
how I recall that, because when Teething was on tour
Oh, it
with
was when we
Corrupt,
were yeah.
when Teething was on tour with Corrupt Moral Altar, yeah, of course we talked a lot. I remember you sharing stories how on a couple occasions you had to join Napalm live. What sometimes it was on vocals and sometimes maybe
On
bass
bass.
and
Yeah.
guitar, or I get confused. I remember you showing me
Yeah, I
pictures.
played bass before for Shane for like four shows.
Mm-hmm.
And when Barney got sick on tour in Spain, I
Yeah,
think that was with Immolation and Macabre and Waking the Cadaver, I think.
yeah, that was the lineup. I remember. I
Yeah, I
remember that show.
jump on stage and sing a few songs, and we got the tour major Danny Goober to sing a couple, and I think Ross from Immolation sang a couple as well.
Yeah, and I remember that, and I remember so what I recall, I remember we were getting out of a show. I don't remember what show it was. Oh wait, let me retrace this, because you did record on it was the album before Apex Predator. You actually recorded guitars on a song, didn't you?
Oh, it was on Apex Predator. I put
Okay.
there was like a solo on there because one of the tracks might have been a Venomous Concept track at some point. I'm not sure.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we go. Yeah. That was it. I remember we were getting out of the show and you got a message and you were like, "Oh hell yeah. It seems like I'm going to be touring with Napalm." And I remember your reaction was like, "Awesome. I'm going to have money for Christmas. I can buy people presents this year."
yeah,
Yeah. Cuz we were on tour in September, and I'm guessing you were going to immediately go to this, so you're going to have some
yeah,
Christmas money. So you were psyched about that. And
yeah,
so I think ever since, that was like 2013, 2014. Ever since, it's been nonstop, right? With
yeah.
those guys.
Pretty much. I don't even know how many times we've been to or where we've been.
You've done pretty much, you've done pretty much every single show since then, right?
Yes, apart from the American tour, the first one on the Apex run, I couldn't do that because I couldn't get a work visa in time.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric from Brutal Truth did that one.
Okay.
Then I played everything else since, pretty much.
And you've done some stuff on the recordings, on some of the recordings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, on the record, I did some as well.
Okay. And for now, what it seems, it's like indefinite situation, right? It's just gonna keep on going.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh yeah, man. And so I'm guessing this has been like a total game changer for you, right? Like your life has been
Yeah.
80% Napalm Death.
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
it's has it been like it's been an overall like awesome experience? Just like
Yeah, man, because I used to tour with Napalm all the time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like between 2007 and 2012. Yeah, I used to be the tour manager. I used to drive the van.
Okay.
I used to sell merch. I went to Russia with them as a tech once. Yeah, so it was, and I used to live with Danny and Shane. I lived with them for years as well.
Okay, there you go.
So it was quite easy going to play guitar because we're all mates. So,
dude, something comes to mind when we slept at Danny's house. I remember you were all excited because you were like, yeah, when we get home, Danny has like this Indian
pakora.
food. Yeah, pakora.
Yeah.
So like I remember Danny pulled out super nice. He bought like 2 big brown greasy bags of pakora, and he was like, yeah, we were just all devouring that stuff with this like mint sauce that was
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah, man.
Yeah, that was a good night. That comes to mind. And
Yeah,
do you have that tradition once in a while you'll pick up that
yeah.
pakora?
Always when Danny's in Los Angeles at the moment, but when he's home and because I stay there before we fly out normally, and when we go rehearse and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, we love the Indian and Pakistani food around there. It's incredible.
Okay, okay.
Danny's became friends with the restaurant owner, and he lets Danny in the kitchen. And I went there once, and I just look, and Danny's behind, stirring the pot.
Are you serious? You just walked in the restaurant and Danny was just
Yeah,
like stirring the pot? He's
yeah.
that
And
involved.
the head chef comes around Danny's house and taught him how to make the curry and stuff. Danny's obsessed with it. So.
Dude, that's so funny. I was hoping your answer was gonna be when I asked you your favorite food was gonna be pakora, but now we know what Danny's answer is gonna be.
Yeah. Well, actually, I do love all the spicy food, but where I live now, you can't get it. It's not the same as it is in Birmingham. In Birmingham, you get the best spicy, like Pakistani Indian food.
Fuck yeah! Like, it seems like where you live is like kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's like a lot of nature around there.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
it's very different to Birmingham.
Okay. So
But,
you're pretty isolated, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I mean it's cool. There's not as much traffic and stuff, and there's a beach a couple of minutes from my house, so
Okay. So
it's a
because
bit still here.
okay, because I moved a couple of years ago, and I decided like I want like a really isolated area. Like I want like because I got my dog Bingo. I was thinking about him. Like I want to take like long ass walks every day, and
Yeah,
the only like thing I miss a lot. Like I love everything about being like more isolated. I feel like I'm more productive at home. I'm more creative. It's just whenever I want, I don't really go to the city a lot, whether like there's a show or like I'm meeting up with friends, like or something. So like
yeah,
the only thing I really miss is just like food wise. Do you stumble upon
yeah,
this problem?
yeah. I can't get the same food that I used to get where I lived in Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's just not the same up here.
Exactly. Yeah, here there's just like a couple places to order. Anyways, we derailed Napalm Death for a good reason, but let's talk about Napalm. Is there like oh, I wanted to ask you because like a couple of years ago, I think Reese played like a show or two with Napalm Death on vocals. How did that
Yeah,
come about?
uh, Barney had some issues back home in the middle of the tour. We were on tour with Carcass and Obituary and Voivod.
Nice.
So Barn had no choice but to fly home for about 2 or 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So we were like, what are we going to do? And Reese came to mind. And he did a killer job, actually. He did really well because he was so nervous. And we because Jeff and Bill from Carcass were messing with him as well. You know, he's going, oh, are you scared? Are you scared?
Yeah, I'm guessing
he did a great job.
Yeah, I saw some live videos he must have posted, but I can imagine maybe those were some of the bigger shows he's played, and he's filling in some big shoes, you know. So like, I can understand people fucking with him. Like, you nervous? You nervous?
Yeah,
yeah, he pulled it off. Nice, man. And out of all of the tours you've done with Napalm, is there any tour like you hold close to your heart, like a tour that comes to mind with like special memories?
there's every tour has different, you know, feelings I attach with it and stuff.
Right.
I mean, the Slayer tour was incredible. That was just like,
right.
that
Yeah.
was, you know, as a kid, grew up listening to Slayer. And
Sorry. I don't want to cut you off, but yeah, this was Slayer's last tour, and Slayer handpicked the bands to, and they picked Napalm Death. That was amazing. Who else was on this tour? Because I know there were a lot of last tours.
Yeah, we did I think it was a third leg in America, and it was Napalm, Testament, Anthrax, Lamb of God, and Slayer.
Fuck yeah, dude. And that was like, that must have been like maybe the one of the bigger tours you've done.
Yeah, that was the biggest tour we've probably ever done. That was pretty crazy. It was awesome though, because Slayer's sound guy used to do sound for Napalm, and he's one of all of our best friends. He's called AK.
Nice.
So yeah, just I get quite stoned with AK every morning. So it was awesome.
That's cool. You got the extra special treatment on the soundboard because he, you know, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah,
And
we took our sound guy Simon F me with us, but because he was tight with AK as well, you know, they helped us out, letting us use gear and stuff.
nice.
But that was all of Slayer's crew were awesome as well, and Lamb of Gods as well. They were all really cool people.
Nice. And how was the being? How did the audience react to Napalm?
We got pretty really good reactions like every show, pretty much.
Okay.
I remember there was one show, and there was like a sign language interpreter, and she was trying to interpret the Napalm lyrics.
No way, dude.
That was pretty wild.
Oh my god, I didn't know they would do that for like live metal shows.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Where was
we
this?
didn't know until we were playing. So we're playing and we look over like, what's going on there? And it was a lady doing this dancing and all the sign language.
That's fucking sick, dude. I'm guessing that was a first time for Napalm.
Maybe. Yeah. That was cool. Also the Melvins tour. It was a Melvins Napalm Melt Banana. That was awesome.
Wow. Where was that?
That was America.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, yeah, Melvins is a no-brainer. As in like influence for so many people, but even Melt Banana is a fucking sick band, dude.
I love Melt Banana. I think I saw him like years ago when Dave Whitty from Discordance Axis, when he was drumming for them.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I know he was with them for now for a short time. So yeah, you must have been one of the lucky people that actually saw that. That's fucking sick, dude. And was that the whole US or just like the East Coast or the West Coast?
All of the US, and we did some shows in Canada as well.
Nice.
That was a cool tour. And we did some shows with Faith No More as well. 2016, 2015, I think.
Oh wow! And what? Because I know like Mike Patton and like a lot of his projects, they're very like maybe, and I don't know if the word's picky, but they hand choose like the bands that play with them.
Yeah.
So was this one of those?
Yeah. Well, Billy, he's played in projects with Shane before.
Okay.
Billy Gold and Patton's a fan, and yeah, they're really cool guys. That was really cool.
Dude. Wow, man. Yeah, so that's a lot of stuff you crossed off your checklist, right?
Yeah. Also, the last tour we did before the pandemic, we toured with I Hate God, Misery Index, and Rotten Sound. That was a lot of fun as well. I love I Hate God. So
I know you love I Hate God because you have an I Hate God tattoo. I remember you on your leg. And I showed you I have an I Hate God on my toes. Yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. And and like I'm really surprised with I Hate God. Like I feel like lately they've been like putting out some of their like coolest material, and like and their live shows are on point, man. So that's fucking cool, dude.
Killer, man. It's great watching them every night.
Yeah, dude.
A lot of fun.
So that was in Europe, you said? Sorry.
Yeah, that was in Europe.
Okay. Okay, nice.
Most of Europe, we unfortunately missed out Spain on that run.
Yes. Yeah. What? Yeah, I don't know what happened, but yeah, this was. I don't think that was coming through. But I hate God for some reason. We're coming later, and they canceled. I don't know what
Yeah, it
happened.
was something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think we covered a lot of cool fucking tours. How about we talk a little bit about Blood from the Soul? Tell me a little bit about this awesome project.
Well, that's it's Shane's baby. That he's, I think Dirk, Dirk from Megadeth, got in touch with Shane because he's a big fan of Blood from the Soul, the first two records, and he wrote drum beats, sent them to Shane. Then Shane wrote guitar riffs to it, and me and Tom Dring, we after they'd recorded it all, because it's got Jesper from Nasums on there, and Jacob from Converge, he's singing. And after it was all recorded, me and Tom got sent all the files, and we put saxophone on there and crazy guitar noises, and yeah, we just did noise on the record, which was a lot of fun actually.
Okay, so that's what I wanted to know. That was like so pretty much the record was like made, and then they sent it over to you guys so you could just like twist it and make it more fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
With all sorts of like, so it's guitars, saxophone, any other weird shit you guys did?
I think I was doing something weird with a distorted amp and a input jack, putting it on stuff, and I had an EBO.
What's
One of those. It's like a magnet that you turn on, and it affects the pickups on the guitar, so it makes this crazy sound. So it sounds a bit like a violin. I think we used a violin.
So you definitely had a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And yeah, that was cool because that came out of the blue. Yeah, it seems like it was like a secret for a while. And even like yeah, the whole Jacob singing on it, because yeah, like fucking cool, and the artwork's fucking cool, and like
yeah, the artwork looks amazing.
Yeah, man. And
yeah, Jacob came up with a whole concept for the album. It's I'm not exactly sure what it is, but
okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't know it was him that was behind the artwork, but now that you say it, like, it makes total sense.
Yeah.
And okay, and anything else? I'm guessing this is like a studio project. There's no plans on maybe doing it live.
I think there might be some plans to do it live. I'm not sure yet, because Shane mentioned it to me, but I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
We got to wait.
Yeah.
The Napalm Death touring machine allows time when we eventually get back to playing shows.
Exactly. And anything else? I think we covered all of the projects. What do you think? Is there anything else you want to mention?
No, man. I think that's everything.
Well, that's quite a lot, dude. I've been
everything at the moment.
Yeah. I've been this is one of my ways to keep productive during 2020. Like, I've been just, talking to old friends, making new friends with this podcast, and like, out of all the people I've been talking to, I think you're the one that has the most food on their plate, dude, with all of the like projects. That's fucking sick, dude.
Yeah, it's just gotta keep busy, man. Otherwise, you go insane. So,
what about anything else that's not musical? Like, I could see you like dabbling in some like video stuff.
Me and Tom actually did the Maximum Bastardry video for CMA.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking of actually, I've been thinking about it recently. I might do the video for the Lair of the White Worm record. I might see if I can. So I used to like do art and stuff. I'd love to do some animation now that I've actually got time.
Dude,
see if I could do it.
Yeah, she definitely, like, that's something you could do. Just draw it out and then like get some animator to like fuck around with it,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
There you go, dude.
I actually wanted to be a comic book artist when I was a kid. So, like, you know, I've got a massive comic book collection that are luckily saved from the flood. But yeah, I went to art college and stuff, and I was trying to, you know, end up being a comic book artist, but then the guitar took over.
Dude, I'd love to see. I don't think I've ever seen any of your artwork. Is there anything I might have seen, like from any like
I've got a picture. I could show you a picture.
Yeah, dude, go for it. Show me a picture. Yeah, man.
So let me see. It's like almost like manga kind of shit.
Ah, fuck yeah, dude. This is sick.
You know? But I use all the grey, the tonal sheets.
And what is this with a marker? What is this with?
Yeah, marker.
Nice. So it's very like Japanese influenced your stuff.
Yeah, I love all the early anime that came out, like Cyber City and Tank Police and all that stuff. Akira's like one of my favorite films ever.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, comic book. It's amazing.
Dude, that's sick. I think you should. Yeah, that would be cool if you could actually like animate that at some point.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of doing.
I did this. Sorry, go ahead.
Have you done some animation then?
No, actually, that's what I do for a living. Like I work video production. That's what I do.
Yeah.
But I don't actually do video animation. But yeah, in my team of people, we have a couple of like video animators. But what I was saying, since 2020, since I have no one of the things that was keeping me busy was like getting back on track with all the illustration stuff. So I think I put out like
I remember you did the comic book. That was killer.
Yeah, dude. I did a comic book. I'll send you over a copy, dude. It's forever mature. It's just about I think you'll be able to relate, just like with all of our influences and tastes we have in common, whether it's Akira or horror stuff, you know. So I'll definitely, when this is over, just send me over your address. I'll definitely send you one of these, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so this is a perfect segue to my last question, which is probably my favorite question, which is, have you been keeping busy watching any good horror movies lately?
Yes, I've been watching like older horror movies.
Okay.
Just like I've rewatched the Hellraiser films recently.
Nice. All of them?
Not all of them. I will go make the first three.
Okay.
I rewatched the Hess for Thousand Corpses. Hess for Thousand Corpses? Devil's Rejects. That's one of my favourite films ever.
Yes.
Because the way they turns, you know, you actually feel bad for the serial killers. It's just killer, man.
Dude, did you watch the third part, 3 from Hell?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't like it, but it was okay. You know?
I like it.
It'll never be the Devil's Rejects, you know, that came out at that time, you know.
Exactly. Dude, the Devil's Rejects it's so good. It's like because I feel like House of a Thousand Corpses, like, it's more of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre vibe, but Devil's Rejects is definitely like Natural Born Killers vibe, you know. It's just
totally.
In the desert, more Americana. It's definitely my favorite Rob Zombie film. And how did you like revisiting the Hellraiser movies?
They're still pretty scary, man.
Dude, I did the same thing recently, and I wasn't able to get. Of course, I don't think I've seen past part 4, but like the first 2 films are definitely like perfect horror films. Like they're 10 out of 10, and like just the whole gothic imagery. It's just so. It's a perfect horror film. Part 1 and 2. I wouldn't even be able to choose which one's better, part 1 or part 2. And let me think if I can throw any. Where do you see your horror? Do you have, what platforms do you use to watch movies?
I've been using I've got a lot of old DVDs and stuff.
Okay.
And but I've been using what's it called, Shudder.
That's awesome. You guys get Shudder in the UK. We don't have it here.
Yeah. Do you get Arrow as well?
Like I have like, I don't know, 50 arrows. Like I collect that shit like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. At home, I actually like I always have like a pile of like movies like I want Sarah, my girlfriend, to watch. So I have right now like two arrows, which is one of them Street Trash. Have you seen that?
Classic.
Yeah, classic. So that's of course I've seen that like 70 times, but I want Sarah to see that. And the other one I have from Arrow is not a lot of people have seen this, but Martin from George Romero.
Oh, no, what's that?
This is a vampire film George Romero did in like the mid 70s, and it's one of the best vampire films I've ever seen. Dude, it's so good. It's so good. Like the main character in the movie, he's John Amplas. He just it's one of those movies that's like, it's a character study, it's character driven. It's not so much about the plot, but the guy just like does a great role. So Martin, you should definitely check that out if you're ever in the mood for like a good vampire movie.
Yeah, I'll check that out, I'm sure.
Yeah, man.
Have you introduced her to the trauma stuff?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, dude. But we've only seen Toxic Avenger, of course, for now. And we've also seen Poltergeist. Have you seen Poltergeist?
No.
Okay. Poltergeist is one of the better trauma films from the. It's like about fast food, and like all of these chickens like come to life, and like it's like it has this like big like vegan message behind it, but it's like balls out. It's fucking great. You're Poltergeist. You're gonna love that one.
Poltergeist. Check that out.
Some trivia. I don't know if you know this about me. I actually worked at Trauma for a couple of months. Yeah, when I lived in New York. So like that was a sick experience, dude. Like
no way. That's
working with Lloyd, working on like their DVD releases. Like I got to like, you can imagine the amount of like DVDs I took home, right?
Yeah. You have to pay for an extra bag on the way home.
Yeah, man. And a great trauma title that goes unheard of is Combat Shock. Have you heard about that one?
I've heard about that one.
That one's like, it's not what you would expect from trauma. It's more of a like, it's a fucked up movie, man. It's like a Vietnam vet. It's another character study. It's in the vein of like Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
It's really twisted. It's really dark. Eraserhead vibes, kind of. Yeah. So definitely check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Now what we used to do for entertainment, fighting, fucking fighting, cracking each other's head open, getting pissed off, and having a good old fucking pizza. It's spinning like a rat to wheel. When the jungle goes in the end, that wow.
And that was Venomous Concept with their song Lemonade, track 4 off their latest record, which, as I mentioned, has some fucking badass artwork. Anything involving Mad Magazine is okay in my book. And please do not hesitate to check out Napalm Death's latest album, Corrupt Moral Alter's latest EP, the Blood from the Soul album, and keep a lookout for Cookie's latest project entitled, if I am not incorrect, At Lair of the White Worm. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, or like, whether it's Spotify, whether it's iTunes, whether it's YouTube. And another shameless plug, please hit me up if you want to pick up my latest comic book entitled Forever Immature. I put a lot of work into it, and I think a lot of people will like it. Anyways, thank you for joining once again. I'll see you later this month with some very cool guests I have in the works.